what they call breadwoods, are being controlled by the Western world mainly. And their policy is to see and to see how to support growing economy and give them loan. But this is their outward policy. So it's left for you as a country to see whether you access their loan or not, on what basis. Let me first of all tell you that even when you look at the 10 most indebted country, even in Africa, even the whole world, Nigeria is not part of it. Nigeria is not part of it. So what it means is that loan taking, when you take loan, in fact, if you have, America is the highest indebted country. Well, when you take loan, it is what you use it to do that will create the negative effect. The mismanagement of that loan is just like Malam Apaya, you went to bank to take a loan, and you said you are going to use it to set up a factory. You go and use it to go and marry more wives. And when it is time for you to repay, the bank will call and say, okay, if you cannot repay, I'm going to sell your property you use as collateral. So it is on this basis that Nigeria use our economy as collateral for IMF loan. So IMF now will dictate what we should do and what we should not do. The issue of subsidy removal, anything called subsidy, the IMF believe that allowing government money, spending money on subsidy is a kind of waste of resources. Eventually, IMF is not talking about removing the corruption even in the subsidy. Because the major challenge we have of subsidy, you could see that at a point in time, they said they were using almost 60% of our income to finance, to service and finance debt repayment. So in that case, the major challenge of taking IMF is working on the what we call economic theory. In the simple term, that will tell you demand and supply. Microeconomy, when you remove this, you remove it will reduce inflation. When you do this, when you impose tax, it will reduce money in circulation. All those things are theory that specifically belongs to those people who have data, who have good governance, who have transparency and accountability. So what this one has done, what IMF, what the dictate of IMF is left for our leaders to ensure that they don't follow IMF hook and sinker, and to make sure that the issue of the issue of corruption that is affecting us, because what we are still having, even when IMF say don't do this, don't do that, remove fuel subsidy, as at today, you can understand that what was fuel subsidy, what is the level of fuel subsidy then? The level of fuel subsidy, the fuel was going for 167 as at that time. I may not get the figure precisely. And the government said that they were subsidizing up to almost 40% or 30% or whatever percent they prescribed then. Let us even say they were subsidizing up to 100%. Is that not so? It will give you 330 34 naira per liter. Now, where are we? The fuel is now, per liter is now 800, 900, even as a time 1,000. So in that case, which means the impact, the social impact, because when IMF is talking about this, it is left for you to go and create your social impact so that there is social safety net that you are going to do to cushion the impact of whatever you remove. Because there is no country in the world, even America, UK, and all these things, that they don't give subsidy, they don't support the citizen, they don't have social safety net, they don't just remove everything, human being, and rather they will even be taxing you more to pay more, and the government will come and tell you, we now have much revenue. It is not the revenue that I don't think even IMF is looking at the revenue you are going to generate. No, the IMF in totality is looking at, if they are not saying it, you as government should be able to know that they are looking at how can you better improve on the standard of living of your people. So once this is not achieved, and you are promising whatever you are doing on promissory note, then it becomes the chaotic as what we are seeing now, which make all of us to see IMF as an institution that don't want Africans or black people to develop. Of course, at the back of their mind, they have a way of sapping your resources without you knowing. But it's left for you to stand your ground and say, look, this is what I will do with the resources I've given me. So IMF is not, when you look at the whole African country, even look at the Asian country, look at even Brazil, Mexico, and all these things, all those countries that have taken an IMF loan, none of them have succeeded in using IMF policy decisions to direct the local economy to achieve good governance for the people. So all these things, IMF loan and all these things, removal of fuel subsidy, what is the impact of that removal? Because of all things that is being done, we are going to look at the impact on the human being. So any person can come. The level of corruption, IMF will not come and help you remove corruption in your own country. It is you as government that will remove it. So these are questions that we need to ask ourselves. If you are in government and you want to follow IMF decision, do you have capacity to manage that resources you are going to get for IMF? If you don't have that capacity, then there is no need of going for IMF. All you look at your local resources so that you don't get trapped with IMF and you cannot meet the local demands of the quality of good life your people are supposed to enjoy. So it is, when you look at it very well, it is because our leaders are not ready to govern us appropriately. As I am sitting down here now, if you dare give me, say you want to give me 10 billion naira, and as a person, I will tell you what I will ask myself, what am I going to use it for so that I can repay? But as government, what they look at is that if they accumulate debt, they are not the one that is going to pay it. And when the future people come, this debt will be telling on them. So I think, very honestly, we have to look inward. It's not a country like Nigeria that will have to rely on IMF taking loan when even this government is telling you that they are generating enough revenue going, there is no more corruption, they are generating enough revenue, they are doing, they are not even taking loan, when it is obvious that not too long ago, 21 billion US dollar was approved by the Senate within 48 hours for the government. So all these things, everything is shrouded in darkness.
Okay, so
we may not have to.
Because of time, very quickly before we go to the next question, let me ask you this: are you now saying that the removal of subsidy is not all about Nigerian and its destiny, but it's about IMF what they want? Because they will never tell you that if you are removing subsidy, don't do corruption, don't steal public funds. So is the removal of subsidy about IMF, not Nigerians?
No, it's one. When you talk about the social impact, it's about IMF. When you talk about good governance, it is for our leaders. When you talk about when you talk about the other aspect of IMF, like he said, is the stock in trade of IMF is to give loan to countries that need it. It's just like the stock in trade of bank, the local bank we have here. The money they have is to make sure that they give it to people to make gain over that money. So now, when putting all these things together, you are going to, IMF will not tell you this is what I'm giving you now. It is left for you to go and mismanage it, and that's what IMF is waiting to hook you, because they know, particularly the black countries, most of these loans are going to even come back to them. They are not going to even stay in Nigeria, even to an extent that sometimes they attach certain condition. You have to use it to buy this from this country. They will pay that country directly. But like what we are experiencing in Nigeria, individuals utilize this opportunity to a kind of defraud the state, the nation. And most of African leaders have the same appetite, the same greed, the same attitude towards IMF loan. That's why they are trapped in such taking that loan. So, in summarizing it, it is not for the benefit of Nigerians that fuel subsidy is removed. Who are benefiting from it now when it's removed? Because when government tells you they have generated a lot of money, where is that money? Where is that impact on the people? Where is the social impact? Where is the social safety net they have created? It is not. People are groaning under poverty, under this, under that. And that has created a lot of challenges for the people. That has created a situation where Nigerians are complaining. If, for instance, at the time this loan was, even before, because all the presidential candidates that time said they were going to remove it. But before you remove it, you're supposed to actually understand what exactly you want to do. If you remove fuel subsidy, what do you do with it? And you know that fuel itself has a general economic implication on all human endeavor as far as Nigeria is concerned. So it is even, and Nigerians in their attitude too react to things, because immediately they said fuel subsidy is removed. Within 1 hour, prices have gone high. So these are the things that any person who is going to somebody like the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu should have understood Nigerian culture and Nigerian reaction to things, to come and do something that will actually cushion that effect. Even let me give you one local example. The local example is that because of the fire brigade approach they use, they were thinking of providing palliative. We provide palliative of food when the palliative of food we want to provide is such that it is the surplus you have that you are releasing to the people, or in the interim you are importing food to feed the people. No, they went into the market and start give contract to people and start mopping up rice, and automatically everybody wants money. The prices of food continue to skyrocket and every other thing. So I don't think that the way it is being done now, it is actually to the benefit of Nigerians. If I even say it on air that is to their benefit, I don't think they will insult me.
Okay.
Because this impact, the total impact is direct, and they are feeling it, and they are seeing it on daily basis. Just recently, when school are resuming, the payment for school fees for even those going to private school, every other thing, the prices have increased because the government has even failed to implement policies that will encourage people to carry their children to public school. These are the complexity of issue that a leader will have to drive appropriately with proper accountability and transparency, so that he can be able to even caution people who are following him or in the leadership team.
Okay, Sadiq Ibrahim, we have our next 7 minutes to and digest this next question I have for you. Nigerians are now blustering NUPENG over Dangote's fuel price reduction. They are cautioning Nigerians that what Dangote is coming up with now is a gimmick. It's not something that is going to stand the test of time. So they are trying to disabuse the mind of Nigeria over the kind gesture Dangote is doling out Nigeria. What's your take on that?
NUPENG is not to dictate to Dangote. It's not to tell Nigerians. It's not to even advise Nigerians not to accept price decrease from. It's just like the prices of farm product in the market now has a little reduced. Not because of intentional government policy, it is because farmers are bringing in their food, and this is usual characteristics over the years when farmers are producing. And there is this commission agent in the market. They call it Dilali I think they call it Dilali. I think that I'm right.
Yeah, third parties, Dilali, third parties, right?
Yes. So it's just for them to come and be advising you. No, somebody want to reduce price for you. Say no, don't take that price. That is the way I look at it. Dangote has been is a single individual running a refinery that government over the years had not been able to do. And NUPENG is like NUPENG and the independent marketers or whatever it is are now looking at themselves as a team, because they are now seeing where Dangote is going. From the beginning of the concept of Dangote that it came in, Dangote has been facing a lot of challenges. And if they have left Dangote alone to produce and get even fuel from Nigeria, crude oil from Nigeria in totality, Dangote still import crude oil and export refined product. So those in the business of oil before the coming of Dangote are doing everything possible to see that Dangote does not succeed. But Dangote, because he's a strong man, he has built his economy over the economic empire over the years, is able to wiggle his way. And I think this is still what is reflecting. Because I never see when we are faced with the price of fuel, that because we know that this fuel, if the prices of fuel comes down to even close to where it was before, it will affect movement of people and goods. And by implication, the prices will eventually even decrease in all this area. But if somebody is now advising you, don't take it, let that time come. Why are they in a hurry? They have said it over and over, and that hotel is still coming down. Why they are saying so is because they have the independent marketers are complaining that they have fuel on ship. The landing cost is even more than what the Dangote is saying is going to sell. So Dangote is going to make them lose, substantial amount. Some of them have already paid. Some of them have their ship on the something, and that maybe possibly should wait a little. So in a competitive market, there is no way that you can force somebody who has invested his money to sell at a price that fits, that can bring a return on his investment comfortably. So if doing it at that price is okay for Dangote, I don't know why NUPENG is coming in. But NUPENG in recent time is equally saying that the members of those tanker drivers that are going to drive the truck Dangote has brought through another subsidiary of Dangote, that the member should be a member of NUPENG, whether they like it or not, that they have to register with NUPENG. And they are saying that, well, it's not going to, they will not agree to it. And here and there, when you see their reason is that sometimes if they like, they can say they are not going to, they see something with government, no trailer will move from one place to another, this thing. Even we are aware as the law that to associate is a freedom. Everybody have that freedom to associate, to go into union. You equally have that freedom not to be a member of association. You have that freedom. It's not compelling that I must be your friend, Madam Apaya. So there is no law that can compel me that I must be your friend. So
Okay.
but I equally have the right to say I want to be your friend, and you say no, I don't want me to be your friend. So it is both way. But NUPENG is trying to force it that they must do it, and the reason of trying to do that is that as a union, when they collapse the Dangote truck into the union, they can, anytime they like, just like as it is now, if Dangote want to reduce his price, come down, they will now go and waylay the trailer on the road, because those members are members of the NUPENG. They will obey the association and keep the track. Dangote has even gone to the fact that even you can be in your house. If you have a station and you order, they will deliver to you directly. And so all these things are not in the interest of independent oil marketers.
Okay, so
independent oil marketers. Yes, sorry. Before I go further, before I stop here,
you have time.
Independent oil marketers, in their own, before they used to quarrel with what's it called, NUPENG, because NUPENG sometimes you frustrate them. But now you can see when you marry first wife, you bring the second wife. The first wife will not agree, but by the time you want to bring the third one, the second one, and that do not agree before will now become friends. So
That's
NUPENG and independent oil marketers have now gang up against Dangote. That's the way I see it.
Thank you very much, Sadiq. I want to appreciate you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Yes, to get you some other time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Listener, that has been the voice of Sadiq Ibrahim, who actually discussed true and digested this issue for us. So at this point, we would like to take a little breather to bring you the news flash. And when we come back, we open our phone line for callers to call in and make their comment and contribution. And of course, on our Facebook and our YouTube channel, we're going to take your messages over there. Thank you.
Get the latest news in Nigeria and the world over on Badeggi Radio. We give you the latest updates and keep you informed 10 a.m. every morning with News Flash. Keep up with what's happening on the globe with news at 12 noon and get more information with news at 5 p.m. Get all you need to know in one place.
News.
Good morning and welcome to Badeggi Radio News Flash. The federal government has announced a major realignment of the roles and responsibilities of the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria and the National Teachers Institute. The realignment, according to a press statement by Buriowo Folasade, Director of Press and Public Relations of the Ministry, is part of reforms to strengthen the teaching profession, streamline education delivery and ensure high-quality learning for every Nigerian child. Under the new framework, the NTI will return to its core mandate of in-service teacher training and continuous professional development at the foundational basic and post-basic levels, while the TRCN will focus exclusively on regulating the teaching profession and licensing qualified teachers nationwide. Committee of Pro-Chancellors of state-owned university has called on the federal government to take urgent steps to avert another strike in the nation's university system, following the lingering disputes with the Academic Staff Union of Universities. In a communique issued at the end of its 69th meeting in Abuja and signed by its acting chairman, Professor Ayodeji Omoli, the pro-chancellors warned that Nigerian universities could not withstand a fresh round of industrial action. The communique stated that the nation cannot afford another round of industrial action in the university system, as the universities are yet to fully recover from the disruption of the last crisis. ASU recently staged nationwide protests to press home its long-standing demand for the implementation of the negotiated 2009 federal government ASU agreements. Human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has urged the federal government to reconsider its plan to impose a 5% fuel tax on petroleum consumers, arguing that the existing Federal Road Maintenance Agency users' charge remains the viable alternative. Falana, through the Alliance on Surviving COVID-19 and Beyond, maintained that restoring the firmer users' charge and ensuring transparency in its management remained the credible alternative to the controversial fuel tax. The Nigeria Tax Administration Act 2025 stipulates a 5% surcharge on fossil fuel products, excluding renewable energy, household kerosene, cooking gas and compressed natural gas. The surcharge is to be collected at the point of supply, sale and payment. That's the news. Thank you for listening, and you stay tuned for the full bulletin.
News.
Get the latest news in Nigeria and the world on Badeggi Radio. We give you the latest updates and keep you informed 10 a.m. every morning with News Flash. Keep up with what is happening on the globe with news at 12 noon and get more information with news at 5 p.m. Get all you need to know in one place.
News.
Listeners, you are welcome back to your favorite program, the Badeggi Radio Link. This morning we are looking at two trending issues. One, the illegal luminary Femi Falana has said that the World Bank and of course the IMF have pushed Nigeria to remove a fuel subsidy. So after the removal of subsidy, what comes out of it? What is the gains? What have Nigeria benefited from this? This is a very important issue. Again, we look at Nigerians as they blast NUPENG over Dangote's plan to reduce the cost of petrol in the country. Yes, NUPENG is trying to give Nigeria the impression that what Dangote is doing is it's an economic gimmick to just lure Nigerians so that he will cage Nigeria and, of course, monopolize his refinery so that Nigeria will have no any choice than to do with Dangote. Let's give you opportunity to make your own comment and contribution. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Dr. Apaya.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
This is Jumo Ezra speaking from Bida.
You are welcome to the program, Mr. Jumo.
Apaya.
Yes, sir.
Sincerely speaking, I want to appreciate Baba.
Yes.
For bringing us live. For giving us information and for educating us on our society. But do you know that Baba alone cannot do it without people like you?
Thank you.
One way or the other, Badeggi is making their contributions to see Niger State. Nigeria is also developing and progressing. I wish people like President who always concentrate on media, people like Governor always concentrate on media, so that they can be able to listen to the challenges their people are facing. It has become a thing indirectly that the media today are just like minister to the president. The media today are just like commissioner to the governor. But very unfortunate, the governor, the president, if you think you're not getting results, what we do, the media and the journalists are on ground. There are so many facts that have been coming from analysts. There are so many responses that have been calling from listeners and callers. If really they've been concentrating and listening, I am telling you, the sky will have been the limit of Nigerians today. But unfortunately, who's supposed to report an issue is not reporting. Simply because the person is afraid of losing his seat or her seat. The president will appoint someone expecting the person to tell you what is wrong and right. Whereas, reverse becomes the case. The person is only protecting his office. Which what we expect is for you to make a sacrifice. There is always another day in everything we do. Report what you think is happening to your community. Report what you think is happening to your state. Report what you think is happening to your country. That is the only way for you all to progress. You see what Femi Falana came up with. Take it or leave it. Those are facts. He might have gone on a very long way to make sure that you get some funding. But unfortunately, we leave the only Femi Falana identity. Others too are there. If we can be able to listen to him and make an adjustment and take correction, I think we can do better. Because completely now, I want to tell you, Nigeria is into economic slavery, political slavery, and others. Imagine IMF, somebody who does not know about Nigeria, dictating for Nigeria. You don't know about my house. You are dictating for my house. You don't know about my country, and you are bringing a policy that is not favorable. In those days, when Mr. Tinubu came, he said the few cabals were the one enjoying it. Now, the subsidy has been removed. Before it was removed, it was few cabals. It has been removed. Everybody is suffering it. Mr. President, listen to people. Drop this thing. Their policy, even if they are good and they are not favorable, you are supposed to put it aside. Does not mean that IMF is controlling you. You should allow your people to suffer. Drop the policy that is coming from IMF and let IMF understand. You are not representing IMF. You are representing the good people of Nigerians. So the policy should be dropped aside. Then let's go to Dangote. You see, the issue of this Dangote, very, very unfortunate to us. And I want to tell you, this is how we continue to make noise without getting results. Example of what we are supposed to look at. Dangote has other products. What has been the prices? Is it favorable? I expect if really Dangote is going to do well in the oil sector, there are other products, let him bring it low. Let him make it minimal. Let him make it much more affordable than other products. With a very big disappointment, I want to tell you. There are some products that are even cheaper than that of Dangote. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jimo Ibrahim. Let's take some of the Facebook messages we have here before we turn back to the callers. We have this one coming from Muhammad Mukhtar. He said, the speaker raised a point. Yeah, I think talking about Sadiq Ibrahim, our guest. Yes, Umar Dan Azmi says, should NUPENG should approach the court if they feel Dangote is wrong to ask his new recruits to sign not to join any union outside of the representation provided by the group. What benefits NUPENG avail Nigerians with, why should we be caught up in the struggle for dominance? Yes, Gideon Gani said it's just good that will serve us in this country. Muhammad Mutari said, I'm watching you live from Abuja. Thank you very much. Blessing Onugobe said, my people radio, good morning to you all in the studio. Thank you very much. Alhaji Inda Yakubu Hassan said, nice. Muhammad Barishi Muhammad he said, watching you from Nda Barishi village. Again, Umar Azmi said, thieves becomes champions once they captured the treasuries. Criminals become kings once they can wet the necessary places. Overall, some are untouchable and above law. Impunity reigns supreme in all ramifications. IMF is not helping matters by romancing with wrong and blinded vision African leaders for their selfish gain. Thank you very much. 09138579001 is the number to call.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Usman Apaya.
Good morning, sir. Ordinary Apaya.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
This is Steve from Baiki Sali.
Okay, Steve, you're welcome to the program.
I want to comment on the issue of the subsidy removal.
Yes, go ahead.
If you look at the main essence of that was established even previous administration, even most of their contendants they are intended at that time to
to lead, one of their first manifesto, let me put it that way, that subsidy is going to be removed. Because according to them that only few Nigerians are benefiting from it. If you look at petrol, is a very essential commodity. So if you look at the percentage at which the downtrodden use petrol is very less to those of the elite. You understand? So now, and again, the issue of IMF you are talking about, IMF cannot come and you have the right to request for every assistance. It depends on the way you use it, the way you manage the resources. Part of the condition at that time was, okay, they should remove subsidy for them to be able to be paying their debts, and they accepted. You understand? IMF cannot just, IMF wouldn't have that constitutional right, you understand, to say, okay, they have to dictate to us how we're going to pay back. It is us that will now come and sit inwardly and reason how we are going to expend these resources. You understand? So now, Tinubu came and he said, and he took it upon himself, okay, subsidy is gone. You understand? Now, you always ask this question about the subsidy that you say, where is the subsidy proceed? Where is it channeled to? The governors, they are getting more than what they were getting the previous administration. So let's look inward ourselves. It is what the president now look for another means of dispersing this money. You understand? Let's call a spade, and let's try to be constructive. We should stop blaming IMF. It is us, because of what we are incapacitated to use our local resources. You understand? So, I don't know. Let's try to be constructive, please, and hit the nail on the head.
Thank you very much, Mr. C, for that apt contribution. Yes, 0913857900 is the number to call. You can hit us upon our Facebook page at Badeggi Radio 90.1 MHz FM, and of course on our YouTube channel at Badeggi Radio 90.1 TV. You go there, subscribe, and of course like, make your comments so that you can have more and more of our program here. Hello.
Mr. Napaya, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Amos from Kulkat.
Yeah, I remember Mr. Amos from Kulkat.
Yes, you're welcome to the
You see, everybody, all the contributors, all the callers have made, particularly the guests, have made a wonderful submission to this program. We really appreciate Badeggi FM for every enlightenment on all things happening in this country.
Yes.
Just as the last caller have said, we should not blame IMF. We should blame the government of the day. You remove this fuel subsidy, it is only the governors and the top people that are benefiting from it. We people need to realize that everybody was benefiting from fuel when it was not removed. So he will have looked into it. How is the pain of the masses? What is the agitation? What are the grievances of the people? Before even thinking of either returning it or not returning it. But this time around, there is no way of even returning it. And this NUPENG and co, they should please allow Dangote. Dangote have a good intention for this country. This is a country that has about how many refineries have been granted for how many years. No one was working. He single-handedly come to build up one. Even the only job opportunity that our Nigerian youth got from that company is something enough. They will be able to put food for their family on the table. Thank you very much. I remember Mr. Amos from Kulkat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amos, for that apt contribution. 0913857900 is the number to call and join the conversation. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Usman Apaya. My name is Ambassador Gebu the Challenger. I'm calling you from Tidufulani City.
Yes, you're welcome to the program, Gebu.
Thank you. This issue of IMF, they don't supposed to decide for us. And if you take a look at President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, is the president of this country. And at the same time, he's the Minister of Petroleum. What is he doing? You understand? To revive our petroleum sector. Then secondly, what is he doing? You understand? To subsidize this fuel pump price so that Nigerians we benefit this democracy we are in now. Seriously speaking, Nigerians are suffering though. the price is just going up instead of coming down. I don't know if you're understanding me, Mr. Usman Apaya.
Yes.
At least in other countries like America, you understand, Europe and other countries, you see, fuel, they subsidize it. Transport, they subsidize it. Even this tea in America, they call it coffee and food. They subsidize it at a very cheap rate. You pay half, the government will pay half. But in Nigeria, reverse, in short, is even the case. Reverse is the case. Why is it like that? Presently now, Usman Apaya, more than half of Nigerians are living in extreme poverty. And our president promised to lift more than half of Nigerians out of poverty. Which one are we going to face? Is it the issue of insecurity or the issue of a common man having constant electricity supply and constant water supply? Where is it? So please, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu should know that Nigerians are looking up to him as a role model. He should stop downgrading his personalities in the presence of Nigerians. He should step up and do the needful and keep a good legacy that will last forever. Every living soul must test death. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Gebu, for that one. You too can join the conversation as we unpack the role of our global financial institutions' role in Nigeria, and of course on the subsidy removal and the heated reaction to NUPENG stance on Dangote fuel price. So call us on our telephone number 0913-857-9001. Hello.
Morning.
Nakwana.
Lafiya lausa kana tare da Isa Garba na bakin custom office.
A guguje to.
To Najeriya kasan mu ta gado. Na farko mu so junan mu mu daina kin junan mu. Sannan ko an mure na arzikin da Allah ya mana kasar mu Najeriya. Sannan gwamnati mu da su fara yadda da abinci ya tsada, kada a dogara wai abinci ya tsada zai ciyar da kasa gaba. In abinci na tsada masifu za su yi a kasa don ya afku da mu. Allah ta mana mafita su bi hanyar da za su bi abincin mu ya ci gaba da nomar da sauki. Rayuwa za ta daidaita insha Allah rabbi. Allah shige mana gaba. Na gode da damanan da kuka bani.
Amin. On our Facebook page we have this one coming from Gonas Abdul. He said, good morning Badeggi Radio. Now only God help us with our bad leaders in this country. Yes, 0913-857-9001 is the number to call, and you can post your comment on our Facebook page at Badeggi Radio 90.1 MHz-FM, and of course on our YouTube channel on at Badeggi Radio 90.1 TV. You can comment, like, and of course subscribe to that channel so you can have more and more of our programs here. Hello.
Hello, Usman Apaya.
Good morning. Yes, MD Awal.
I must appreciate you always for job well done.
Thank you very much, MD Awal.
I've said it on several occasions, Usman Apaya. Any country who rely on IMF and World Bank, that country is in trouble.
Honestly.
You know why I say so?
No.
In this country, we rely on IMF and World Bank. That is why we remain where we are in this country. In terms of development, in terms of everything, you understand? Because now, you understand, IMF is deciding, you understand, for this country, which they're supposed to decide for Nigerians. But since our president decided to rely on IMF and World Bank, that is where we're having a setback in this country. We have several ways, you understand, to create an avenue, you understand, for which source for our money. Now, subsidy be removed, you understand, for which you get a lot of money, for which you utilize those money to bring a fast development to this country. But the reverse is the case. Are we having the development that we're supposed to have since the removal of subsidy? There is no any development. It's just the governors that are benefiting from the subsidy being removed, you understand, by this government. Which Nigerians have been lamenting. So this government, they are not listening government, honestly. You're supposed to listen to the plight of Nigerians. Once you bring a kind of policy to the people who have been governed, and the people who are complaining and lamenting, they are not okay with the policy. Can't the government reverse the policy? Policy shouldn't be something of do or die affair, you understand? If government has removed a subsidy, Nigerians are not okay. Nigerians are being crying. People are dying of frustration, and the government cannot be able to check out the lapses of all these policies and reverse the policy. Where are we heading to? Allah make things easy for us in this country. That's my take for now.
Amen. Thank you very much, MDL, for that. He said, may Allah make things easy for us. But again, at our own capacity, we'll have to make things easy for ourselves. Do not do something deliberate and expect God to intervene and do magic for you. Yes. Let's pick our last call for the day.
Hello,
and we'll call it a wrap. Hello.
Good morning, sir. Good morning once again. I'm Adamu Alasan speaking for Pipe.
Okay, Adamu Alasan will be my last caller.
Pertaining to Nigeria economy, just as the last speaker spoke, in as much as we continue to depend on this IMF, World Bank loan, that is how we continue to remain stagnant. Because when taking this bond, they will say it's interest free. But the implication is even worse than interest because this loan are binded by some conditions which include policy reform. They must tell you that this is how you are going to rule your country. If you are sick, you must go to overseas. Your local refinery must remain non-functional. You must continue to operate democracy. All this and that, there are conditions banding which is at the detriment of the mass of the country. So, this is capitalist, and capitalist always minority that enjoy the surplus. It's the masses that are suffering. So definitely we have to sensitize ourselves from taking bonds from IMF, this World Bank, and what have you, so that we start to develop in our country. That's my take.
Thank you very much for that wonderful contribution. And it's with this call or contribution rather that we'll have to draw the curtains for today. Yes, we have brought you two very important issues. Yes, we look at the role of financial institutions, international financial institutions, talking about the World Bank, IMF, lowering Nigerians to remove subsidy. At the end of the day, what is the benefit? Nigerians are still complaining there is no benefit to the proceed of subsidy. And again, we look at Nigerian lambasting or backlashing NUPENG, who try to see Dangote as trying to monopolize the oil industry. So Nigerians are saying that the reduction of price they've started receiving from Dangote is something worthy. So NUPENG should not tell us what to do. Well, this is where we are going to draw the curtains for today on this program. We sincerely like to thank our listeners for taking your time to listen to this program from the beginning to this point. And for those of you watching us live on our Facebook and other social media, and of course on our YouTube, we want to appreciate you for having the time and data to stay put there. Thank you very much for always there. Without you, we wouldn't be here. And from all of us in the studio, I am Usman Apaya. Thanking you for listening. God bless you and goodbye for now.